It works.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, it works.
Okay, we're going to get started. Is Mike working okay? Can you shut that door, Render? Hey, shut that door. Shut the door behind you. Thanks. Okay, so here's some crap. I guess they got it working, Bob. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yep, it does work.
Okay. I didn't get fired after my introductions yesterday, so I'm still here. This is, you guys know what this tape is? It's a special tape from the EFF with the Fourth Amendment on it. I get in a lot of trouble for throwing stuff, but we're insured this year, I found out. So, men's extra large. Ooh, the coveted decals. Who wants decals? All right, come on up and get them. Here you go. And the 47th copy of Network Security Assessment that I've given out at ShmooCon. If you already have this, but I think I've given one to everybody here, so. What's going to happen is I'm going to throw it to you, and I'm going to hit somebody else. Get up here. Come on. Always hit the wrong guy. Okay, and then another men's large. Fight for it.
So how do we open the presentation on the monitor we can't see?
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Okay, these guys, I honestly can't introduce at all because I don't really know what they're talking about. And I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Yeah, and one of you guys want to kick me off stage right now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's empty. I didn't wear my gun because I wasn't sure about the jurisdictional issues. The Retired Law Enforcement Carry Act was passed a few years ago, but DC's got some funny regulations. Can you hear me now? Hello? Test? Hey? Yeah, better? Okay. I didn't wear my gun because I wasn't sure jurisdictional issues. That's why. So, but I just wanted to show what I used to look like. I'm Frank Thornton. I'm the Gumshoe in this presentation. My partner here is Mike Schearer. He's the geek in this presentation. We're going to be talking about computers and law enforcement. Let me just get this going. Yeah, I know. I've got to switch the monitor mode. Enhance.
Just close off the other monitor.
Yeah, I can't even when we got to that. There we go.
Yeah, the display properties appear on the other monitor.
There we go. Okay. You want to kick off this portion?
Sure. I want to talk a little bit about the topic that we're going to talk about today and why we're here. Last July and August, there was a series of convenience store robberies going on in my hometown of State College, Pennsylvania. And when I got to DEF CON, Thorne and I started talking about serial crime, and we just kind of evolved into mapping crime and what you could do with mapping crime, and maybe if you had enough serial crimes, could you perhaps plot these crimes on a map and kind of predict where the offender lived based on these crimes. So we talked a little bit more about that. And what it basically evolved into was kind of, can you use mathematics and computers to help solve crimes? If you've seen the TV show Numbers, which is on Friday nights, it's your typical Hollywood presentation of a crime drama with a twist, and that's using a mathematician to aid the FBI in solving crimes. And we'll talk a little bit about reality and perception, especially in TV shows and how they glamorize certain things. But really, what we want to talk about really is the real numbers themselves. In other words, how can you in fact use math to help solve crimes? We'll talk a little bit about the history and some other information. I'll do just a little bit about my background. I'm not a mathematician, by the way. I'm fascinated, however, by the application of math to real-world situations. If you were one of those guys like me in school who always asked, when am I ever going to need to use this? Well, there is some real applications of that stuff, and my teachers never told me it, so I wasn't really interested in math, but I am now. Just recently separated from the U.S. Navy, and I'm just currently starting work for a government contractor in Maryland. So I went from flying an aircraft to flying a desk. They're a contributing author to a couple of Singress books. I'm now an official member of the Singress Authors Club, and I'm also a football coach and a proud father of 3. And next will be the Gumshoe. It's on this. I'm just holding it.
Okay. So, due to my great advanced age, a lot of my friends tend to ask me about my career in law enforcement. When did I start?
How was the Wild West?
The Wild West was interesting. This is not actually my rookie photograph. This is my grandfather's rookie photograph. So I do come from a slightly closer era. That is a rookie photograph of me in the summer of about 1982 or 83. And yes, that is in fact a 6-gun on my hip, and we did carry the bullets that way on the belt back in those days. So I started back in the 1980s as a cop. I had started before that as a geek, basically, like a lot of people in this room, fiddling around with computers in the 70s, which were mainframes back then. The university had one. This is the next generation, and I'm going to come back to this. This is my son. He's with the NYPD, and this was last Christmas. This is what he was doing. Just having fun out there in the streets. We're going to talk about NYPD. I'm going to come back to that. They're one of the most advanced systems that we've got out there doing computer stuff with law enforcement. They're also one of the most backwards because the guys actually that are on street duties actually do typing, like typewriters, for daily reports. But they've also got some very advanced stuff. We're going to come back.